Before most of the country was awake, a big, close vote.
On this vote, the yeas are 215, the nays are 214, with one answering present. The bill is passed.
The Congressional Budget Office says Trump's new bill could trigger $500 billion in mandatory Medicare cuts. Now, let that sink in. Because, to the best of my knowledge, proponents of the One Big Beautiful Bill have not mentioned Medicare cuts even once. Yeah, not once have they uttered these alarming words. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you what is really going on with Medicare. I'm going to break down how the cuts could happen, who's at risk, and why seniors need to stay informed and understand what's really at stake with this One Big Beautiful Bill. Welcome back. My name is Lou Reyes, and this is Over 50 TV, where we help you earn more and retire smarter. And speaking of retiring smarter, well, it would be smart for all of us to understand what's really going on in our nation's capital. Because, and I say this because as the fight over the Republicans' One Big Beautiful Bill, as this fight's unfolded, and mainly it's been a fight between different factions of the Republican Party.
Fights within the Republican majority nearly derailed this House version.
We should come to a deal that helps my middle class constituents be made a little more whole.
Well, as this fight's unfolded, well, much of the focus has been on Medicaid, which is understandable because the GOP legislation would cut roughly $700 billion from Medicaid in the coming years, and that's not to mention cutting another $267 billion from SNAP, which is better known as food stamps. But if you are one of those folks, somebody who's inclined to dig into this 1,000-page One Big Beautiful Bill, well, then you'd find the bill also could force nearly $500 billion in cuts to Medicare. And I'm emphasizing $500 billion in cuts to Medicare because it's hard to understand when no one's talked about it. Certainly none of the Republicans have mentioned the possibility of Medicare cuts taking effect as early as next year. Now, the reason for these mandatory cuts is relatively simple. And I say simple because both Republicans and Democrats should know. They should know that when legislation significantly adds to the national debt, which is already an astronomical $36.2 trillion, well, when legislation adds to the national debt, it automatically triggers this compulsory budget reduction. And compulsory budget reductions are the result of a statute. It's called the Pay-As-You-Go Act of 2010, which a lot of folks just call PAYCO. Well, PAYCO is a guardrail, and it acts against unchecked deficit spending, which is looking like where we're at now, unchecked deficit spending, and it could lead to an automatic Medicare cuts if new laws like the GOP's recent bill, this new bill, if it significantly increases the deficit. In that scenario, Medicare cuts, well, they would be capped at 4% annually or $490 billion over 10 years. And this is according to the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, or CBO. Now, in fairness to Congress, they could pass separate legislation to prevent the automatic Medicare cuts. But that is not built into this bill. No one's mentioned it anyway. And relying on Congress to fix the damage after voting for this bill, well, it is a gamble, especially with Congress perpetually in gridlock. But regardless of any new legislation, the bottom line is this. The CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, told the House that the Republicans' reconciliation package would lead to $500 billion in cuts to Medicare. And 2 days later, just 2 days later, 215 House Republicans voted for it anyway.
Before most of the country was awake, a big, close vote.
On this vote, the yeas are 215, the nays are 214, with one answering present. The bill is passed.
Well, I hope this video helped you make sense of what's happening to Medicare And I will say this was all a surprise to me because I figured that Medicare was completely safe, just like we're told Social Security is safe. There'll be no cuts. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Let me know your thoughts. And you might also want to share this video with somebody else, maybe someone who needs to know what's going on with Medicare, because we are all in this. We're all in this together. And if you really want to help out some other folks and want them to understand what's going on, well, go ahead and consider sharing this video. Now, if you want more videos like this one, if you want to learn how to earn more so you can retire smarter, well, then go ahead and click the link up here in the corner for some more content, some more videos. Now, if you want to stay ahead of what's really going on with Social Security, then you're not going to want to miss my new live show. It's called Social Security This Week, and it airs every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on Over 50 TV. It's a live show. We cover the latest news. We tell you what's coming next, and we tell you what it all means to you. Well, that's all I got for you today, and I think that's quite a bit, actually. I will say that is quite a bit. Well, I'll see you in the next video, and until then, stay sharp, stay informed, and stay empowered. Have a great day, everybody.